Welcome to Becoming Fearless, the personal growth podcast for you if you are ready to overcome fear and step into your greatness. Our purpose is to help you overcome your limits, have loads of fun along the way, unlocking your fullest potential in life, business, health and relationships every single day. I'm your host, Charlotte Carter, a high-performance coach and entrepreneur with over 20 years experience. I've supported many highly driven, talented people like you who dream big and are ready to take action to overcome what's holding them back. Each week, my guests and I will be sharing hacks and habits on how to build self-belief, courage and confidence to master your mindset and navigate your emotions so that you can reach your human potential in a way that feels light, fun and easeful and helps you become fearless. Let's go. Hello, everybody. I am so excited to welcome you all onto the Becoming Fearless podcast. How are you all? How are you all feeling? I am excited to share with you this opening episode, which is going to take you on a journey about what becoming fearless really is about. I'm going to be explaining a little bit about my personal journey linked to the dryrobe and how you can step into becoming fearless in a way that feels good for you, that is the right pace for you, that has the right space around it for you, that is unique to you and how you show up in the world and how you can step into revealing who you are and what you're here to do. And once we've done that, we then amplify it like never before. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube or on the video within the podcast here, you will see I'm in my dryrobe. I have this long dryrobe on and I have a whole dryrobe story that is massively related to becoming fearless. Now, one of the things that I want to share with for those of you that are just listening in your ears, a dryrobe is like a long coat. It's like a changing coat. They're kind of marketed for people when they are at sporting events or like they're doing cold water dips or things like that. It's like a changing robe. So I love my dryrobe. And one of the biggest things that I want to talk about in terms of becoming fearless is how this dryrobe has allowed me to build this business and bring this podcast to you. And I didn't know that it was going to do all of those things and so much more. So let me take you on a journey. I have done various obstacle courses. I've done marathons, half marathons, normal road racing, and I've done numerous muddy obstacle courses. And I absolutely love them. They're something that actually, for me, I feel really connected. I love the challenge, the physical. I love the fact that it's lots of people about. I love the experience. I love the achievement. I just love them. And so they're a big part of how I show up. They're a big part of overcoming fear. You know, I have a massive fear of heights. Every single obstacle course will have something high to climb over for certain, like on a flimsy net or something like that. There's always something like that. There's always some fear that comes up on multiple levels, and there's always fear that other people have around the space that you are in, that their fear shows up. And there's always water. So take you back to when I first started spotting the dryrobes on people. I was at an event and I started seeing these dryrobes and I was like, they look epic. How useful are they? They look warm. They look like you're a winner. And I also had the thoughts of, oh my goodness, they look like you're an expert. They look like you are top of your game. They're not really for me. They're for the people who have absolutely nailed life. They're for the people who are confident in wearing those kind of things. They're for the people who have excess money. They're for the people who have, various other parts of how they want to show up in the world. They've got other places that they want to wear it. And I had all of these stories going on in my head about who the dryrobes were for. And really the reality for me at that time was, it was saying to me, it's not for you. And the stories in my mind were, the dryrobe's not for you. You don't need it. It's a luxury. People are going to think, what are you doing wearing that? It was all a mixture of my beliefs, judgments, the money that it cost, the fact that I didn't necessarily need it. It was an excess. It was an added on luxury. So let's fast forward and think about what happened when I actually got the dry robe. In this space, I was just building my self-awareness, which is the first part of becoming fearless. Self-awareness. First of all, I didn't know about the dry robes. Then I started seeing them, and then I built my self-awareness about them. The perception, who are the people that wear them, why it's not for me, all of the stories that are going on in my head. So as my self-awareness built, I was like, actually, let's look at some of these stories. Let's look at some of these limiting beliefs. They don't even make sense. Some of them not even true. Some of them are just what I've projected out onto certain things that I may or may not have seen, depending on experiences that I've had in my life. So then you move to the second part of the journey of becoming fearless. So we've got self-awareness, then we get to self-acceptance. I'm going to accept that desire that I have to have a dry robe. I'm going to accept for myself, I would really like one. They seem super useful. They seem mega warm. I just love them. They feel like a luxury. I'll feel like I've made it. I'll feel like a winner. I'll feel like I have achieved. And everything that I ended up accepting about the dry robe was things that were a reflection of what I wanted to achieve or accept about myself. So then it was a case of, do you know what? I am in a space of deserving that dry robe. I'm in a space of welcoming in that dry robe. I'm in the space of loving and desiring that dry robe. And so I'd moved myself from self-awareness to self-acceptance. And then I was like, hey, I'm just going to get one. I'm just going to get one, and I'm going to get the one that I absolutely love. And so the day that I ended up doing that, it got posted home. And I was at the stage of, I think maybe 12 months into the business. And I was like, this dry robe is coming. I am so excited. And it arrived, and I did a whole video of it unboxing, and I put it on, and I felt like $1 million. I felt like I was back as a small girl who had got like the best feeling ever. And that was all wrapped up in me putting on the dry robe. It is such a powerful story for me. And I knew I had to open up Becoming Fearless podcast with my dry robe on because it holds that connection for me. It holds that journey for me. And launching a podcast into the world is one hell of a journey. I am going to be in the ears of masses of people that know me, people that don't know me, people that are going to love it, people that are going to loathe it, people that are going to have some form of judgment. And I am here with the safety of my dry robe, knowing and trusting that I am doing exactly what my inner self has been called to do. My mission is about helping the masses, and that's what I'm here for. So let's bring it to you and talk about how you can take yourself on this kind of similar journey, the dry robe journey, let's call it. First of all, there is this space around self-awareness. So just tune in a moment and think about fear and what you're scared of, or what you're afraid of, or what you would really, really love to do, or what you desire, and bring more awareness to it. So this could be absolutely anything. It could be that you'd like to leave your job. It could be that you'd like to get fitter. It could be that you'd like to be able to say no more, have stronger boundaries. It could be that you want to love yourself more. It could be that you want more energy. It could be that you want to write a book, stand on stage. It could be absolutely anything. There'll be something that you know that you would really love to do. It could be doing an obstacle course. And bring awareness to it. And in that space, bring awareness to what are your reasons and beliefs and excuses and patterns of why you're not going to do it or why you haven't done it yet. And be kind in what that awareness brings for you. What does it show up for you? What are the pieces around you thinking about, do you know what, I'd really love to do this? And what comes in? What are the stories that come in on your thought processes, your thought patterns, and on that journey? And just sit with it. And when we do this kind of journey and this kind of thought experiment, we go on a journey of the possibilities. We also go on a journey of, what might not work out. And that's always great awareness for your mind and how you think and how you feel and you behave. So we've got this I would really love to kind of vibe going on and bringing this self-awareness. Now I want you to step into that second space that I spoke about, which is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. What do you accept about yourself right here, right now, by what's come up for you? So what I accepted about myself in this self-acceptance piece around the dryrobe story was I was full of people pleasing. What will other people think? I was full of judgment of others. I was full of judgment of self. I was full of limiting myself, my own happiness, my own pleasure. I was full of money mindset stuff. I couldn't possibly have that. It's a treat. It's a luxury. I was full of limits around treating myself. My dryrobe is just for me. It's not for anyone else. I'm quite precious of it. And that's my self-acceptance. I spotted, noticed, and kind of was bowled over, if I'm really honest, by all of those feelings that came around because I was truly going after something that I really wanted. And remember, your dryrobe can be anything, absolutely anything. So then sit with what comes up. Are you in the space of overthinking? Are you a perfectionist? Are you in that space of fear of judgment, fear of success? Are you in that space of money issues or money troubles, or your relationship with money plays a part in the journey? Are you in that space around self-love and, looking after everybody else and you've fallen off your to-do list of life? Are you in that space of overthinking, procrastination? Oh, yeah, I'll get it later. Are you in that space of lack of focus, lack of clarity? Just bring awareness to it. Remember, we brought awareness of the actual thing. Now we're bringing awareness and acceptance of your patterns, the things that keep you stuck, or the things that are actually going to leap you into success or leap you into the next stage of the journey. So the things that I shone a light on that then leaped me into buying the dryrobe and then wearing it and then loving it and then building a business with it being an integral part of the kind of like becoming fearless brand and I Dare to Leap brand. So I'd like you to, in this space, think about this acceptance piece and be really honest and be really full of self-compassion and really practice in this space around the power you have within. Practice forgiveness for everything that you may uncover for yourself and tune in to what I would call your inner voice, but also your inner personal power. This piece within you that's like, do you know what? Yes, I've got this awareness. Yes, I'm accepting these things, but you know what? I am also accepting that I am a highly driven, highly focused, highly loving, great friend. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great networker. And all of the things that you know. And think about this for yourself as you're listening. You are phenomenally great at. Think about those things that while you're in that space of acceptance of the things that may have popped up that may have been more on the negative, what are the things that you know you can absolutely nail time and time and time again? And what this does is this allows you to raise your energy because you're like, do you know what? And I feel good about this. And I feel good about this. And do you know what? I know I can do new things because I've done them in the past. And I can do hard things. And I can do things that may feel a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit scary. I know I can do them. And imagine where I will be when I have done them. Imagine who I will be when I have done them. And when you get into that space and into that energy and you're there like rocking your dryrobe, it's the space of who will I be if I don't do the things? I'm there in the queue to buy the dryrobe. I've got all this buzz around me. And then the fear kicks in. Who do I have to be when I've bought this dryrobe? What will change when I wear this dry robe, what will I then focus on? Is this my only desire? What will I do next? I've been wanting this for ages. There's going to be a gap. What am I going to lose when I step into this change? How am I going to show up? What will people think? And the fear takes hold. And you then have a choice. I will always encourage you to take the step, take the leap. I dare to leap into whatever it is. I dare to leap into that next step of growth for me. So you then in the space, like I was wearing that dry robe that arrived that day. I was skipping around the garden. I can remember it super clearly. And I was embodying all of those desires, those feelings, those pieces of myself that I knew I had to work on, as well as celebrating the pieces of myself that I know I've actually forgotten about, those bits around who I am. And I'd like you to really tune into that for yourself, who you really are, and are you the person that is shining brightly and letting the world see who they really are? Or are you ready to show more of that person? And that's where we step into becoming fearless. So, as you are in this space of awareness, acceptance, I'd really love to kind of energy. Becoming fearless is about understanding how fear plays a part in our life, in our mind, in our body, and being able to choose and navigate that dance with fear and excitement as you step into your full-on greatness. So one of the things that I love explaining is about this fear and how it shows up. It's going to be there wherever. It's part of the human condition. You're never going to be in a place where you are like totally without any fear. You're going to be in a place where you can understand how to manage your fear, how to navigate it, how it shows up for you, how to quieten it, and ultimately how to understand what can override that fear. And what overrides your fear 100% is your belief, your unshakable belief in yourself. Your unshakable belief and your energy and your presence and your passion and your purpose are going to override and allow the fear to come on the journey with you, but you be able to overcome what it is that's holding you back. So becoming fearless is about understanding the fears are going to be there, the fears are going to show up, and they're going to play with your mind, they're going to play with your body, they're going to play with your energy, and you get to choose how you navigate that. So becoming fearless is about feeling empowered, feeling courageous, and feeling brave to take that next step into the unknown. Your mind is programmed to keep you safe and happy. So when fear comes in, you don't feel safe and you don't necessarily feel happy. So your whole body goes into a little bit of I'm not sure. But when you know you can override that by using some of the tools and techniques that I will share as you listen to the podcast with more of my guests and more of the things that I know will help people in this space, you'll start to see and start to uncover your truest brilliance in the world, your passion, your purpose, your fears that are the strongest, how to navigate them, how to move through them, how to step into your biggest ever version of you, and how to integrate that, how to stay in that space, how to own that place, and how to trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. So back to the dryrobe, back to today, and back to me recording this first ever episode of Becoming Fearless. I have navigated fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, fear of my own greatness, fear of visibility, fear of rejection. There are many fears that I've been on a personal journey with. The biggest one for me has been fear of judgment. So how did I get myself to having that fear of judgment being really strong to then launching a podcast that anyone can listen to and anyone can judge in any way, shape or form? I got there by using my mindset, my energy and my purpose to really understand that actually, when I tune in to my intuition, my inner knowing, my love of life from a very young girl, it's all about helping people. It's all about empowering people. It's all about allowing people to really be seen, allowing them to see their truest potential, allowing them to see their unique brilliance. And when they can do that, and when you can do that for yourself, then that is what I'm here about. So I have to overcome my fears. I have to become fearless. I have to navigate the fears that show up as I scale a business. I have to, because my purpose is about helping people be able to be their truest self. And I have to overcome my own stuff to be able to share that, to be the leader in my field around that, to be able to show that you can navigate this, to be able to understand some of the journeys that people will go on to really overcome certain ways of being, certain societal reprogramming patterns that they need to go on, and certain relationships that are part and parcel of you growing. So I am super passionate. My dry robe is my anchor for expansion. I'd love you to think about your anchor for expansion as we round out this first Becoming Fearless episode. My dry robe is my anchor for expansion because it reminds me how far I've come, and it empowers me to tune in. Do you know what? Once upon a time, you really desired that thing and you didn't think you were worthy. You didn't think you were deserving. You didn't think you were ever going to get it. And then you got it. And you tuned in. And the wonderful thing that I would love you all to step into as you listen to more of the Becoming Fearless podcast is that this is an inner game. Nobody else in the world is bothered about my dry robe, but the inner wisdom that I have cultivated, nurtured, and then expanded by anchoring into this particular dry robe for me is phenomenal. So I'd love you to think about what is it that you might have in your life, in your world, that you know is a big, big part of your journey. And then just tune into it and see what comes up for you. Tune into it, see how you feel. Tune into it and step into your greatness. Tune into it and step into that desires, that awareness piece, that acceptance piece, and then the fearless piece. I am so excited to bring you more and more episodes. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you can take away the tasks or the invitations that I have weaved into this episode. First one is, what would you really love? And what are you afraid of? What would you really love? Bring awareness to what you would really love. It can be anything. The next step, self-acceptance. Bring awareness to the acceptance of your thoughts around that thing you would love. Or what are the thoughts that go on about having it, not having it? What's the fear that comes in? And then the third one, how are you going to navigate actually taking the leap, actually moving through that place to the next step on your journey? What comes up for you and how are you going to do it? And I would love to know. And then finally, I would just like to share my favorite book ever. I will be asking all of my guests what's been the book that has inspired them to navigate some of their fear, step into their greatness in a way that has helped them at a certain part in their life. And the best book that I have ever read is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's also part of my brand. My business is called I Dare to Leap. It has got an energy and an expansion around that book. When I first read it, it was like, oh my goodness, this is me, this is me, this is me. So I credit Gay Hendricks with so much. He has highlighted so much of how people limit their life, limit their potential, pause their real greatness. And when you can start to see that, build your awareness, first of all, your acceptance, and then go, do you know what? I'm here to really smash through those blocks. I'm here to really unlock my limits and step into limitless success and step into who I'm here, really who I was born to be, and remember who I was born to be, then that is a very, very powerful book. And that's a very, very powerful part of my journey. And that's why I wanted to share it in this first ever Becoming Fearless episode. I am excited to bring you more episodes. I would love to know what your favourite book is that's made a difference in your life. And just let me know by following me on any of the show note information that's below. So for now, have a fabulous day. Tune into however you really are and go and enjoy life, enjoy love and happiness and the possibilities of what may come your way. Take care, and I will see you all again soon. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. I hope that you're feeling energized, fearless, and inspired to take action today to stand in your greatness. I share even more tools and resources on my I Dare to Leap email newsletter. By signing up, you not only get early access to the I Dare to Leap products and services, but you also get brand new podcast episodes delivered straight to your inbox every Monday, meaning you'll never miss your weekly dose of becoming fearless energy. Sign up now at www.idaretoleap.com/newsletter or click the link in the show notes below.